Hi everyone, today I bring you a different review that I was expecting to post earlier, but I couldn't. So to me it's an honor to enjoy and to have joined the fandom of the Grisha verse. So welcome to the Grisha Trilogy. I know this trilogy is now finished, that has even a biology or a duology that is also a companion to this trilogy. In case you don't know and you are as new to the Grisha Trilogy as I am, the Grisha Trilogy is written by Leigh Bardugo, which is one of my literary queens alongside Victoria Schwab and probably Mary Rukowski, J.K. Rowling and a few others. And to me, this was a book I was going to buy for sure, that I was going to read for sure, basically because people as important in my life as Sam from Thoughts on Toms, that you probably may know if you are like a regular customer of BookTube. Also, Victoria from Victoria Shas. I'm probably saying her surname wrong, so Victoria, I'm really sorry. These two booktubers actually rave about this trilogy and they adore it and they know more than I actually do. So the Grisha trilogy is set in a kind of different world from ours, but that resembles, to me at least, a little bit to the Russian pre-revolutionary Russian with the Tsar and the Empress. So this is a similar kind of world, at least it is to me. And in this world, there's a thing called, at least in Spanish, which is how I call it, how I read it. Sorry, it's called the darkness. It's an area of pure pitch black that is actually progressing and killing the land that surrounds this. So there are areas of the country that actually are isolated because of this barrier of darkness. So our main character Alina is actually kind of a part of the militia, part of the army of this country, and her work is actually mapping all the landscape and trying to find and to put into a map how the darkness progresses and where the darkness actually is. So in her unit, she has to go and cross this darkness barrier, and she goes with Mal, who is actually her best friend. They are been together since they can recall. They actually grew up together, and they have a really nice relationship. And for Alina, Mal is everything. So when they reach this kind of darkness barrier, they are attacked by I don't remember exactly the name, but they are attacked by darkness creatures that live in that kind of pitch black horizon. And Alina actually tries to save Mal, and when she does, she actually unleashes something that scares everybody, but she cannot remember what it was. She only remembers light. So she's taken to court because she has some rare abilities. So in this world, apart from the normal kind of army, like armed human people, there are actually humans who have ability over elements, to say, but also they are called the Grisha people. They are actually trained theoretically and practically in code. So there's a very interesting type of Grisha soldier that controls light. So according of what all people saw from Alina's hand, a beautiful, bright, powerful ray of light emerge. So she doesn't know how she has done it, but she has done this kind of incredible act. And things got a little bit messy after that. She's now in a different kind of environment that she has never been. You have to take into account that, you know, code is very refined. There's a lot of politics and intrigues and hate within the palace walls, but she hasn't been brought up to be a damsel. She hasn't been brought up to be a courtier. So Alina has to navigate through theoretical studies, practice studies, fighting studies, like fighting skill that she doesn't have at all, in an environment that is more dangerous than the actual army was. And she will get to know different characters. Among the ones that I can count are actually Genia. Genia is one of my favorite characters, and also the Darling, who is actually the most powerful Grisha individual in the court. So everything is not as it seems, and in this story, Leigh Bardugo actually managed to create this kind of mystery, intrigue, kind of palace-esque or kind of court intrigue that I was really missing from, like, the last time I read Game of Thrones series, or, well, Song of Ice and Fire, actually. So I managed to find that kind of complexity in the characters with Bardugo's characters, and I really miss that. I love how the Grisha universe is explained. I love how the elements of the magic and how the magic works and how you have to train that magic is actually explained. It's more natural than I thought it was going to be. I was a little bit confused at the beginning, I must say, but once this was explained, I found myself thinking, when I was not reading the book, I found myself thinking, if the Grisha people, if the Grisha soldiers were real, how we could control fire or darkness or light. And I was, playing to be one of the Grisha people. I adore the way that she describes the use of magic. There are certain elements in the palace or certain scenes that are really, really important to me, or I was really drawn by those. And again, I love how she managed to create the suspense and pick or create this kind of twist that you don't see coming. I definitely didn't see a couple. And although I didn't like the way the kind of shipping thing was going, because I know who the main interest or love interest for Alina is going to be, and I prefer the other one, I love how the dynamic changed once one of the plot twists was unleashed. And I was pretty scared. The final battle of that book is really, really intense, and I really need to pick the next one. I want to tell you that as I said, I read the book in Spanish. So it was published by Hydra Editorial, Hydra Ediciones, and I love it. But I'm sure that you can still buy the English edition. I really love this book. I really want to pick the next one up, and thank you, Leigh, for this actual marvelous work. You really bright up a really sad kind of recovery kind of summer. So thank you. Thank you very much for that. If you don't know who I am, my name is Clara and I'm the owner of this channel, and if you want to follow what I'm doing, don't forget to subscribe or like the video. If you subscribe, don't forget to click in the little bell that YouTube has installed so you can know when I'm posting, so you don't miss anything at all. Goodbye.